Sure.
Okay, so this is just, an intuitive session, let's say, but I'm going to
Okay.
use different systems just to help us get you some answers. I mean, obviously, originally it was about a business name to see
Yeah.
the vibration of your, the business name you're going to take on. And you asked
Right.
me my advice, and I thought, well, when doing that, it's always good to see the vibrational match between your birth name and any business name that you're thinking
Okay.
about.
This is
Actually,
cool.
the
Yeah.
one that I read on the list and thought, that's really good,
Yeah.
the best one. And it's the one that I said, which one are you thinking of? And you said that one.
That's
It's perfect.
awesome.
So, and I'll show you why. But what else I'm going to do is I always kind of tune in to your energy before this type of
Okay.
call just to see where I can really serve you, like what messages are coming through for you.
Sure.
Actually, stuff came through about relationships.
Okay.
And um, I'll just tell you what came through, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't resonate, let me know. So what I got was an image of you feeling. Do you do you sometimes get lost in the other person and the
Yes.
idea of the relationship and get totally like it's a fairy tale and you're just full on in?
Yeah. Well, there was a relationship, a specific relationship that kind of was over a period of 5 years. That was very much that. It was just kind of I found it difficult to extricate myself from
Yeah.
it. So I think there's like, that's definitely like firmly imprinted. Like I'm not in a relationship now, like I just ended recently a relationship, and that, I don't think that was there in that relationship, but that was a very strong theme in the one
This
a
is
while
the
back.
message that's come through for you. And I
Right,
thought, well,
yeah.
this is not what he wants from me, but I've just got to deliver this to you. So, this is about you in relationships. And I'll just tell you what I've written: lost in relationships, disillusioned, led, not what you thought it was going to be, vulnerable. You're very, very, very open. You're so open. You want that fairy tale. And that's what you kind of buy into,
Yeah.
but you lose yourself within it, not seeing the other person for what it really is. Open hearted, you want pure love back, and I believe that's what you give, but it can cause you to be led by others. So now this is about let them come to you. So this isn't just about women, by the way. This was
Mhm.
more about building a community.
Sure.
It's the message to for you not to seek out a community particularly. It's not to go into somebody else's community. It's actually for you to build your own and
Yeah.
allow people to come to you, because by
Right.
doing that, people see you and you get to vet them more closely. It's almost like it was like make make others actually take your time when getting to know others, so you can see them and they can see you, but I can't, it's hard for me to articulate, but it's
No, I get it. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, that really hits home. Just even the take time when getting to know other people. I mean, that's, yeah. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, keep going. But I mean, it's
no,
landing,
it's nice
but
to hear that.
it's landing well. Yeah.
Let them come to you. So wrote down, let them come to you, to your house, to your
Yeah.
home. And I don't mean your physical home, I
Sure.
mean your internal home. Let them come to you so you can decide if they're right to you, where you've always gone to them
Yeah.
into their home. It's about you discerning, letting them come to your home, which is the inner home. And I've written down discernment. And it's about your needs being met from now on. So this is going to be a challenge for you to set yourself up whereby you put you on a pedestal
Yeah.
and not other people. So it's about your needs being met. It's about you building the community and people coming to you and not the other way
Mhm.
around.
Mhm.
Not go in search of it. It's about you putting yourself on a pedestal, you building it, allowing your true self to come through and people come to you, and you having a level of discernment which allows you to see that other person's true self.
Yeah.
Your needs, your heart will always be worn on your sleeve. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's about you taking your time and discerning the quality, the pureness, the realness of the other person.
Sure. Sure. This, I've been laughing just internally because, yeah, there's a dynamic with a friend, an Ayurvedic doctor, friend who this is just all very applicable. And yesterday there was a bit of a, actually reached out to her and asked her for tea so that I could um, speak my truth to her. But yeah, so much of this is applicable. It's kind of just last night, I actually had a cranial sacral session with somebody who a lot of similar themes came up around this. And then the brief, her, she mentioned, she didn't offer a lot of the detail that you just did, but one similarity was the be true to yourself, just, so yeah, this really lands well for me. Yeah, I think it's one of the bigger um, lessons I'm here to learn because yeah, I mean, my inclination is just to think through everything and not feel. And so I think that's part of it too, is just everything you're describing and just really feeling the other people's energy and allowing space and time for that, letting them to come to me. But I often will feel something and then get stuck in my head and rationalize a way to let that person do this or that or whatever, instead of just feeling and then acting. And so, yeah, this is great.
What is it? I just be honest. What
Yeah.
is it that you feel you search for in a relate? What is it you're searching for in a relationship with another person?
Um, I'm just going to use this friend in particular. I think authenticity and energy. Um, like I'm a pretty chill person. I'm not so it's I do enjoy being around people who are a little bit higher energy than me. Like I do enjoy that sometimes, but I also notice that I have to draw very clear boundaries with that type of personality too. And so historically, I've not done very well with that.
Why do you mean you allow people to you merge with the other person too in closely?
Well, yeah, I just don't create clear enough boundaries. I still like, and this has become clear to me with this dynamic with this friend, where even though I learned a lot from the relationship, like that was an intimate relationship that I spoke of previously years ago, and I learned a lot from that. And I'm vastly different. A lot of just me being in a wheelchair and in pain. I mean, that my body's banging on the walls for me, telling me, "Hey, wake up!" Take. So I've made a lot of changes, but this dynamic with this friend in particular, it's just become very clear that there were instances when I kind of screen back and look at the last 9 months, there were instances in which my body communicated to me some things and set up some red flags that I acknowledged, and that was a novelty for me. Previously, I wouldn't even acknowledge it, but I acknowledged it. But then I sort of just integrated that into my brain, and then again, kind of rational. Well, that's okay this time. I can overlook that, or that's not a big deal. And each and every time, like I was just giving her more and more room to exploit my open-heartedness and kindness and generosity in a way. So
Definitely. And that was
yeah.
like the visual I got when I tuned in was and in England we have a saying, being led down the garden path, and it wasn't that saying, but it was you being led. Actually, it was being you being led into a forest, and it was very beautiful. But what the metaphor was, you being led into something with a complete open heart
Yeah.
and a big, childish smile on your face,
Right.
with an expectation it's all going to be wonderful and magical, and you are disillusioned.
Yeah. That's very accurate.
Mm.
With this particularly, but with I'm sure with a little bit of time to process, I'll be able to apply it to several others. But it's just very easy for me to. That's exactly kind of what happened.
What the next phase of your life, I feel now you have the
Yeah,
opportunity now to, because of all that learning and growth and self-realization, now it's about where you were happy to be led, you're now
yeah,
going to be the leader.
yeah.
So you have the opportunity, if you have that in your awareness, am I being led or am I being the leader?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the capacity to be a beautiful leader, the most beautiful, kind-hearted, open, compassionate leader that anybody could wish for. You have that, but you might not, but you do see that in yourself. I know you do, but it's just stepping into that and building that now.
Yeah,
You have the capacity for that. So
yeah.
now it's like, okay, how do I really make this a thing for me? So you'll just find the ways, but always just have in the back of your mind, am I being led or am I being the leader? Maybe that can help you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm just going to look into, this is a system I use, and you can
Okay.
train in
Yeah.
this with us if you like this
Yeah.
system.
I'm intrigued. Like I've not done this before, but I've
I,
definitely seen it.
I
And
love working with the pendulum. So I look at your chakra system and what we're looking for in the chakra system, because this is where it holds the stories and the emotions.
okay.
We're looking at core issues, emotions, we see what it's blocking and things like that. And then we can work with a release treatment. So when I've gone through your chakra system before you joined the call, we're
Sure.
working with the third eye and working with 3 core issues. So I was just up to the point where I was finding them. So I'll just carry on.
Okay.
So all I'm doing now is I'm dowsing for the word.
Okay.
So the first core issue is empowerment. The next one is freedom. And then the last one is dependency. Okay, so let me see what emotions are attached to those core issues.
Mm-hmm.
So the first emotion is anger. The second is powerlessness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just see where this might be blocking you in your life right now. Just going to take a drink of water. Okay, so it's blocking higher self connection. So this might be, because this is in the third eye, so might be where you say you get up in your head. Let's see who we might be releasing this from. So we're releasing this from present life themes and issues. So it's something that's quite present in your life right now. Okay. Just something else I want to check. So this is blocking you 90%. So this is, you know, this is really playing out in your life.
Yeah.
Can you
Wow.
relate to what's come out? Empowerment, freedom, dependency,
Yes.
anger, powerlessness, higher self. Do you feel that that's getting in the way?
Yes. I mean, it's spot on. The dependency, I think, is yeah, I'm curious about that one. That's definitely like part of this whole thing with the pain and the wheelchair.
Mm.
I mean, I've been just fiercely independent my whole life. I think just because I sort of felt like I couldn't trust anybody to support me without violating those boundaries that I was unable to create. So yeah, anyway, that's been kind of a transition for me. But anyway, but yeah, so I feel like there's been some opening and some acceptance of that, but maybe not very much.
Well, what we can do in this session is I can give you a way of raising your frequency on that, and we'll do that
Okay.
at the end. Let me just share screen, and I'll just show you a few things. Can you see this okay?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
All right, so this is your name, and this is the best name out of the bunch. And the
Wow.
reason being is because you have some great matches, the 9s and the 15-6. So your soul destiny is a 9-9. So you can see how this is so fulfilling for you
Yeah.
in your soul plan. And 9-9 is all about power. It's the serpent energy. It's actually also a channel for spirit. So it's somebody who can bring down the messages from spirit and be a voice for that as well.
Mhm.
The 15-6, the worldly challenge, that is about that is about trusting your gut instinct.
Okay.
But with this business, you have it here as a goal and as a spiritual goal. So it's very much in alignment with what your soul is here to work through. Because when you've worked through the challenges, when we bring awareness to the gift that lies within the challenges, we're able to turn that around so it becomes a positive.
Sure.
And that is being, again, it's a soul channel. It's pure connection to your higher self. So business wise, that's in total alignment with your birth name. Now I'm going to show you this, which is from Gene Keys, Richard Rudd, which is great.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Gene Keys?
Yeah. Yeah. I've done, I mean, I've just very superficial,
Have you read your profile?
uh, I think we did, maybe not though. Let's look. Maybe not.
Yeah.
We just touched on with another soul coach that I worked
Yeah.
with last year, but very briefly.
Okay.
So,
So no wonder you feel like you're in your head. And I know this because I have the 61 gene key, which is like psychosis to
okay.
inspiration. So I know how it feels, and actually I have the 62 too. So I know
Okay.
how
All right.
your head
Work.
feels.
Yeah.
Analyzing, over analyzing, detail.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's what makes you, you know, it's what makes you successful with soul awakening and probably everything else you've done in your life. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
Yeah, it
how do
does,
we,
but it can really
yeah.
fucking
Oh yeah.
drive you
It can
nuts.
put you in a wheelchair. It can create a business and it can put you in a wheelchair too. I know. I know.
It really can. All right, so let's have a look at the 4 components. So these are the gifts, really. So your life's work, what I'm here to do, Gene Key 62. And you can Google Gene Key 62 and get more info.
Yeah. Okay.
But your outer life is designed to be a blaze of intelligence. As you will come to know, this intelligence has more to do with having a personal sense of your own freedom than any learning you may be involved in. Your intelligence may have little to do with the mind, but it will love the mastery of some kind of exact science. Science in this respect can refer to anything at all, whatever it is you love. What's more, you will have a great gift of communicating the nature of that science to others, and I do believe that's a gift. Your mastery of your chosen field depends on your attention to the details. You will never find such details trivial or uninspiring. In fact, they will be the greatest source of your inspiration. You have only to find the field where you feel the greatest joy and freedom and give yourself wholeheartedly to it. So that's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, that really, really is.
Yeah.
And I've only just recently found it with what I'm doing with
With
you
the
in the course.
coaching.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, it's, and I'm sure things are gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna evolve from there. But I mean, that is the direction and the path that I'm.
I do believe, honestly, like your energy is, I don't know, I'm sure lots of other people say this too, but your energy is so, so giving and wise and nurturing. And I believe you've had many past lives as a prophet or a speaker or somebody who shares that knowledge with other people. Obviously, we only have this life as our experience.
Sure.
And it's quite possible you've had communication issues in the past and you felt
Yeah.
stifled in the way that you are able to communicate, and that's because you're here to transcend that, turn that around, so then you have the gift of that, and
Sure.
that's how you will inspire other people. So your evolution, what I'm here to learn, Gene Key 61. Your life is quite unusual. It consists of sustained periods of focus and certainty, which are every now and again ruptured by brief inspirational flashes that totally upset your tempo. You must see the enormous value of these moments in your life. You may not have learned to see them as inspirational yet, but that is exactly what they are. Without these intense periods of clarity, your life would be monotonous. It is the nature of inspiration to come. It's the nature of inspiration to come when you least expect it and from a direction you never dreamed of. When it does come, you have to totally restructure the way your way of thinking and being, which keeps you always fresh and original. In time, you will realize that you cannot count on a consistent tempo of your life, and this realization will greatly lighten your grip. You are always on the verge of change, and there is nothing you can do about it but laugh.
Great. Yeah. Wow.
So, what keeps you healthy? You are a being who is constantly in a state of flux. If you accept this deeply into your being, you will live a wonderful life in which you will have a profound impact on others. The very environment in which you live is also caught up in this continual innovation from one state to another higher state. This means that the kind of environment that is good for you is an environment that changes frequently. Whether
Mhm.
this means that you can change locations or that you can change everything around with a single location, within a single location, you must allow things to move as you move. Your body will also move deeply through this process. One day you may be thin and wear blue, another you may be fat and wear red. One day you might eat beef, the next you're vegetarian. The secret for you is change because you are bored, not because you are bored, but because change is good and healthy for you. A new environment means a new you, and there's nothing you like better.
That's so, just many themes in there are very within the last couple days, and some others just within, months. But yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's great, the system. So, your purpose, what deeply fulfills you? At your highest frequency, you represent a turning point in evolution. You are a turning point for individuals, and you are a turning point within any group. What this means is that there is a force in the universe that is constantly poised to make a quantum leap, and you are the environment through which this naturally occurs. This is actually a great responsibility, even though you may be unaware of the entire process for much of the time. If people inherently trust you, it's because they sense this about you. The only real important thing for you to understand is that if you want to manifest your highest purpose, you will have to earn this trust through living honestly. Honesty is you. Honesty for you means to hide nothing and at the same time to see the best in others. By trusting in other people's higher purpose, you will activate your own. So that's quite a really lovely
Yeah, it is.
reading with that. So this is your astrology chart. So your ascendant is a Sagittarius. So that means you like to be on the go. Traditionally, is what they say about Sagittarians. So I'm not an astrologer, by the way. It's just a hobby of mine.
Sure.
But what I did pick up on this, and it's probably why I channeled that message, is your relationships opposing you. Internally, you have Neptune retrograde. So Neptune is dreamy. You know, it's in the world of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you embody inside of yourself. People might not think that about you because you can be analytical,
Yeah,
and you can be detail focused and rationale, but I feel inside is a depth that people might not understand.
right. Yeah, exactly.
And I believe that that conflicts your relationships, or has been in conflict with your relationships.
Yeah, it does.
You've got the North Node, which is the destiny point in your relationship area right now, which is probably why relationships are a thing. But it's all relationships, business, every relationship. It's not just intimate relationships.
Sure.
But there is a lot of intensity there right now for you.
Yeah, that dreamy, I mean, that really, really, really hit home too, Anne Marie, like that dreamy depth, like I've always, um, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but yes, it really hits home. Because there is like this depth that I feel like I'm unable to share with others.
Of course. Just
Lack
what you just said, I can't explain it. Then I wouldn't expect you to with what I'm seeing, because it is unexplainable. You would not be able to put it on words. You might, it's more about, I feel, pictures, images.
Yeah, and it can feel, you know, historically without the structure and the support, it can feel so isolating. You know, it's almost like you're on an island because you can't, like you. I think I almost come across sometimes as just sort of naive or immature, or maybe historically I did, but there was this, and it was always frustrating to me because there was this depth that I had that I just didn't know how to like just get out and show things. But anyway,
It's
yeah.
also what I'm like feeling at the minute. It would be like Walt Disney only being able to experience himself inside and not being able to share that with the world.
Right. Yeah, that's a cool visual. Yeah.
Let's see. So your midheaven. So a lot of you, David, is about being seen. It's about other people. It's not so much the internal world, although that Neptune retrograde very much is. But it's also about other people and your spirituality, your philosophy in life, your teaching, your learning. Very, you know, that's very a massive focus for you is your philosophy, and that can be your spirituality. In fact, it likely is your spirituality with the connection it's making to your first house, the ninth house. And the first house with Jupiter ruling the ninth house. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got that right. Yeah, and Jupiter, ruling Sag. So anyway, that connects. So it's a beautiful connection that you have. So it's about you actually bringing out your things that go on inside you.
Mm-hmm.
It is actually about sharing that in a structured way where you can communicate that through, and it could be that you I don't know, prophesize about your dreams, or get these things that manifest in your dreams, and then you share that. Do you find you have these
Yes,
dreams?
literally, it's really, I've just started to form a relationship with my dreamscape in the last 2 months, and it is, yeah, I just, it's so deep and enriching and enlightening and insightful. I love it. I mean, just last night, I'm gonna be on Google probably when we're done, because I want to look up a couple things that I was with last night. But some of them are very, I mean, just really, a couple of them were like, I don't know what the term is, but prescient. I mean, they were like kind of like sort of like predicting what happened to me within hours of waking up. And then, but yeah, but just really, really, a lot of animals and deep connections with. I'll Google and it'll be like exactly what's happening in my life. I mean,
Yeah.
one thing was I went to bed. Sorry, one thing I went to bed was I was worried about the new coaching business. I was worried about my existing business that I've run for 13 years and how I was going to transition out of it. And so it was business focused. I was like, oh shit, like how is this going to fucking unfold? Like blah, blah. Sorry, this is recorded, but, and then
No, I swear like a trooper, don't worry.
yeah, I love it. And I love it. I love it. But so I ended up dreaming about like this very, very, very clear, vivid white elephant in my dream. And there was also like a tiger at another point. But then I was like, what was that white? And I've dreamt about elephants before, but they were herds of elephants that were chasing me, which is bad, or not bad, but it's just not positive as you would think. And but anyway, like when I like consistently all like the dream interpretations for white elephant were a successful small business. I was like, oh, okay. And I
Amazing.
was deep in anxiety that whole previous day.
Oh
And
wow.
I had a dream and I woke up and I was like, thank you. I'm going to put that to rest now. Like, and I just
Yeah.
haven't thought about it since. Like, so
Maybe that is something for you to really focus on. I mean, I don't know, but this is just coming to me. Trial it with a friend, somebody won't judge you, and just say, look, tell me a problem that you've got in your life right now, and let me sleep on it.
yeah,
Let me ask for the answers for you in my dreams, and let's see if I can help you through the guidance of my dreams.
I love that.
Because I do think that would be really, really amazing.
Hmm.
Because it entitles you to use your crazy imagination,
Yeah,
and then you have a way of interpreting that
yeah,
and sharing that.
yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so this really does feed into your career.
Sure.
And it's about relationships, balance, helping people, possibly with, this is how people will see you: balancing relationships, transforming relationships, actually, transforming love, the way that they perceive love, what relationships mean. You could even be a type of person who says, one-to-one relationships don't, you can have, one-to-many relationships. It could be that you could have that philosophy even. I don't know, but that's there. um so the North Node is asking you to find balance in your relationships, and quite possibly to transform through your own, and to share that wisdom with others as well. So it's a really nice chart that you have.
Anne-Marie, kind of a random question, but all of those symbols are associated with signs, right? So those are
Different planets.
different planets.
Signs,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So let me just see this. Yeah, so this is about revolutionizing all this we talked about, the dreams, the intellect, the mind, being finding a structure to share the inner wisdom through communication. That will kind of revolutionize your relationship, your community, let's say, your social circle, so that you can really impact your social circle. Now, your social circle, has that in your life been quite tumultuous, changing, or is it, how have your social circles gone, networks, if you like?
That's a good question, Anne-Marie. I don't know. So introverted. It's so small, my social circle. I mean, I don't know if I'd say tumultuous, but yeah, there's definitely like within, if I consider like the last 2 decades, like that social circle, like the consistent base of it. Yeah, there definitely was some tumult. Yeah, actually that's probably fair to say.
It can just mean that you bring in this, people in your social circle might see you as unusual,
Sure.
because Uranus is a planet who is very unusual, eccentric even. It makes you very deep, and the connection it's making, it can make you intuitive, but it can also make you a bit unpredictable as well.
Yeah, sure.
A bit
Sure.
unpredictable. So that's how your relationships might go in the wider circle, maybe slightly unpredictable,
Mm-hmm.
but you have some beautiful, beautiful things in your chart.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that's helped. So let's just see. Any questions?
No, I love it all. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Um,
So I'm just going to help you now with something else. This system I'm using, I'm just guinea pigging you, by the way.
no,
I
it's
haven't
great.
actually.
I'll be guinea pig whenever you want. It's very beneficial for me.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I picked a color for you to help you raise your vibration, and the
Okay.
color is silver, and it means the desire to find meaning in your spiritual gifts, alchemy qualities. And actually, you know what? I think that's actually for me. I feel. How does it feel for you? But I feel that actually hits a bit of a bullseye. Just that word, that sentence, a desire to find meaning in your spiritual gifts. I
Yeah,
feel that's what you're searching for.
I agree, 100%. What I've always been searching for. It's only recently it's only in the last year that I realized that that's what it is.
Mm,
But it's always been there.
yeah, I definitely feel that that's what you're searching for. And that's probably what you've already got. It's already there. It's not like you need to keep
Mhm.
looking for it. It's there. Um, and I just think, be mindful of the Gene Keys reading where it says about, um, be okay with your life being in a state of flux.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be that Uranus, because Uranus is change. That where I said about the social circle thing.
Okay. Yeah.
That can be, Uranus is like the Tower card in the tarot deck, which is like everything breaking down to start again. You know, it's that
Okay.
change all the time. So that could relate to being okay with that.
Sure.
Okay, so let's have a look. All right, so we're just going to do a little like spiritual treatment just to end. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to do an invocation to Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, the planet of luck. Actually, it's very connected to your first house, which is the house of the self and your teaching. So this really does tie into that spiritual side of you. I'm going to ask you to imagine breathing in the color silver, and as you breathe it out, it just forms this whole bubble of auric mist around you.
Okay.
And also, whilst you're breathing that in, we're going to raise your vibration to the vibration of satisfaction. Just let me check that. Oh no, hang on, it's not that. It's appreciation. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise your inner emotional state to a place where you feel totally appreciative of yourself, of your life, of everything.
Yeah.
So it might be that you recall a time in your life to access those feelings where you felt totally appreciative. And we're going to build on those. So you almost feel like you're going to burst out of your body with the emotion of appreciation. So I'll ask you to do that now. So while you do that, I'm going to douse and make sure the energy stays really high energy. So when you're ready, David, just close your eyes. I'll just ask you to start to either recall a memory of a time in your life when you felt so appreciative, or just invoke that pure emotional state all the way through your body from head to toe of feeling totally appreciative of life, of who you are, everything you have, and all that you will have, all that's been and gone, and all that's to come for you. And just imagine those feelings building, so powerfully building that feeling of appreciativeness, feeling appreciated and appreciating others, and just really magnetize them to a point where you feel like you can't contain that in your body anymore. And as you do that, just imagine breathing in the color silver and breathing out the color silver to form a mist, a protective bubble. And this is helping you really tap in to those spiritual gifts. And then I'm just going to repeat some words out loud, and I'd invite you to say them out loud after me. So this is the invocation to Jupiter, the spiritual teacher. So Jupiter, please assist me.
Jupiter, please assist me
in expanding my self-awareness.
in expanding my self-awareness.
To generate passion, creativity, and abundance in my life.
To generate passion,
Creativity,
creativity,
and abundance in my life.
my life.
I invoke the benefic power of Jupiter.
I invoke the benefic power of Jupiter.
Bring to me good fortune.
Bring to me good fortune.
So that I may attract.
So that I may attract.
And share more fully with others.
And share more fully with others.
And just breathe that silver color in. And it is so.
And this is so.
And when you feel ready, you can just open your eyes.
It does wonders for my nervous system. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says you've raised your vibration by 100%. So if you enjoy that, just accessing those feelings, just do that anytime you like.
Yeah, I mean, just emotionally, but just physically. Yeah, my nervous system is digging it.
Good. So let me just pull one last card for you.
Okay.
And this can be just something that you ponder on and take with you.
Okay.
Okay. And the question is, and I just want you to embody this. I don't want you to answer this now because I feel it will come from the head. What do I love most about myself? So that is a question for you to carry around with you.
Yeah, thank you for seeing that an immediate answer would come from my head. I often in sessions like this, something like that'll come up and it's just like, and I know it too, and I'll even say
You can't help it. You can't help it.
It's like, can I have some time? Yeah. No,
Yeah, I feel like you can't help it. But again, that's another level of growth. It's like understanding that you instantly want to
yeah.
speak from an intellectual, but it's about taking it into the body and allowing that time to process.
Yeah.
And if you want to share it with me, what comes up over the next few days, just, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And I'm always here if you need anything, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you two quick things. You made a comment before about that really struck with me about just being a conduit in your coaching sessions. And that's like kind of what a lot of this is about to me. But then the other thing I just wanted to say is just thank you. Like I've been doing things like this off and on for a long time, and your combination. I mean, I've watched some videos of some coaching sessions that you've done, and I'm blown away at your acumen, your skill set, as well as with your just your ability to communicate with compassion. Anyway, I just feel like I'm in the perfect space with this course, and I just wanted to thank you. Like I really appreciate
Yeah.
what you've done.
Thank you. And I believe I will be looking at you too and saying the exact same things to you, because I believe you share the same strength and passion as myself.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I believe that too. But it's like, I definitely, yeah, for me to be able to see you doing it is critical for me to grow into it. So thank you.
And I can't wait to see you doing it because I know you'll be amazing at it. I know you will. I know you will.
Thank you very much for today too.
My pleasure, lovely. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.